Welcome everybody to Gifted and Afraid, the first episode, and this is just us, me and Sippe. My name is Bo, and we're just gonna bullshit our way through like a semi-podcast. Welcome.
Yeah, we talk shit. That's what you're in
That's
for.
just it. Just put us on the background, have a listen, and regret life choices.
Maybe it's entertaining.
Maybe it's entertaining. Maybe it's entertaining.
It's the goal.
We're gonna start off with just as introduction a little bit of talk about our life in general. You can hit it off, Sippe.
Okay, I start. It starts from the start, or
Start from the day you were born, the second you were
Okay.
born.
so I was born. It took a while. Took a while to get there. I had a big head, which comes back later in my life as well. Forewarnings. It was a struggle. They were about to do a C-section. My dad flew over from London that day because he was working there. And then eventually just popped out. Everything was fine. I was a fat ass baby.
Once the head passed through, it was okay.
Yeah, the rest was smooth sailing from there. I was a big baby. I was very lazy growing up. I barely moved. I learned to walk at like 2, and then I didn't use it really. I talked a lot, because if you don't want to move, you have to tell people to do things for you. And words are handy for that. I think then, kindergarten happened. I had a good time, a lot of friends, peak. I think everybody's peak is secretly in kindergarten, but no one
Fully agree.
admits it.
Fully agree. Eating sand, being happy.
Yeah, and you're like friends with everyone because you don't care yet. You haven't learned to be scared.
You haven't learned to be racist yet. Well,
Yeah, that is all. We're not racist, by the way. Quick disclaimer, so all the right people can log off here, and all the
Hey.
other people can stay. Okay, before I derail harder. Yeah, kindergarten was great. Had a bunch of friends. Met this fucker over there.
Me? Fuck, that's me.
Yeah, that's you. Good times. Then I moved on to elementary school, right next to my house. That was nice. Just chill. Had nice teachers. Made some friends. Not much happened. I don't think so. At least I thought girls were yucky till like I was 11, and then I started to realize that maybe they aren't that bad.
Most guys, I think, girls are yucky until 11, and then it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh
yeah.
shit, I was wrong.
Yeah, and then I was just like, they're not too bad. So then I made some more friends again. I had a pretty good time in general in elementary school. Just nothing happened, but I made some friends.
Peak.
Not that I hang out with any of them anymore, but good friends at the time. Then high school rolled around. Oh yeah, my parents got divorced when I was 8. That kind of happened. But I always forget that it happened so early because I was 8 and I didn't care.
Mhm.
Back then, I was just like, yeah, wow, I have to move a lot now. That kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But like at 12, 13, I was like, fuck my parents, Well, not my mom, but,
Yeah. Yeah.
I was kind of more rebellious at 12 and 13, I guess, for as far as I got rebellious. Because I was always a nerd. And high school was a bit weird. I didn't like school that much. I got by, I didn't do that much. I didn't have that many friends at school, I think. I had some friends in my hobbies, and I kind of hopped friend groups at school. I think every year I had a new group of friends.
I was a big friend group hopper as well. Like, not even every year, just like every day I hopped like 3 friend groups. And
Mm,
that's why no one like really stuck with me mostly.
yeah. I've just never felt like I really fit that well with anyone in my high school. Um, and in the fifth and sixth year, I kind of had like a more decent friend group, and we did some things, but still, and I didn't feel like really anyone of that group was like that close of a friend.
Hmm.
Maybe Anna
Hmm.
was a bit more close. And I mean, I did meet Victor in like fourth year. We played competitive Pokemon together. This
True
cool
nerds.
stuff, cool stuff. That was a lot of fun though. I feel like, yeah, like the best part of my high school life was not in school and like outside with my other friends or on my hobbies.
I hope that is with everyone. Like, I hope no one was like, high school, going to school, peak. Like,
Yeah, I mean, not going to school, but a lot of people had like great friends at school, or
yeah,
like
okay.
most of their social circles were in school, I guess.
Yeah.
But Victor stuck around. We still chill. And then I graduated. I really wanted to go to university. Um, so I chose a course on like a very random reason because I thought I was gonna better the world. So I studied biomedicine because I was like, how medicine are like bad for people because every like mostly like for psychological stuff, it has like a shit ton of side effects that no
Hmm.
one really likes. And in my head, I was like, maybe I could work in this, and in the future, I could try and improve the medicine we have today,
Hmm.
and then help out like my friends and family who have to take it, and like so, noble goals. But like 3 months in, I realized that
Three
maybe I
minutes in.
don't.
I was like, this ain't it.
Yeah, maybe I don't like this, and maybe I just don't want to just study
Hmm.
all the time to take an exam that I then forget everything about like the next month. Um, so I quit after the first semester. Um, Only thing I regret there, I don't regret quitting, but I do regret I was making some friends there, but then I just kind of stopped everything after I quit because I was like, I don't want to have anything to do anymore with this course.
The kind of shame and guilt feel, and then you just like hide yourself away from everyone that you kind of like there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So that was kind of sad, but the rest was okay. Did half year of not much. I worked for 2 months in the summer, and then I started with this fucker in Kortrijk, which is where I am now. To study digital arts and entertainment is just a fancy way to say video games. I, I learned how to make video games. Um, I fucked around still a bit in the course. I switched a few stuff, so I'm still only in my second year now, whereas I should be in my third normally, end of my third.
Hmm.
But shit happens. I learned from my mistakes or something.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Um,
you didn't bitch out like me, so it's a win already.
yeah, exactly. And now I just try and make it through school. And the weekends I hang out with my friends. I try and see my family because, uh, you know, I like them. And
Sometimes.
sometimes, yes. Well, most of the time. But it is kind of exhausting to cram that many people into one weekend every time.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of the gist of it.
It's kind of the gist of it. I feel like still a big main part that you missed is video games. Like,
Yeah, I
you
play
just play video games a lot.
yeah, I'm slowing down now. But yeah, video games have been a big part of my life.
Yeah.
I started very young on like Game Boy and shit, and then around 12 I got onto PC gaming, and it kind of snowballed from there mostly.
Spiraled.
Yeah, spiraled out of no. I don't feel like I was ever addicted, but I definitely chose to spend too much time on it. And now I'm trying to slow it down, mostly because I want to focus on other things, and it's become like more of a escape than something I actually enjoy. But
Yeah.
I mean, we'll probably get more into that later.
Yeah, probably.
Um, so yeah, I'll hand it over to you, good
Okay,
sir.
okay. So we'll wind it back down in time. So we went 21 years into the past, and now we'll do it again. So I was born, not that much difficulties with the birth, unlike you.
Mr. Begin.
Although my mom did like halfway through was like, nah, I'm quitting. I'm going home. She was done. She was like, nah, it's cool. I don't remember a lot from my childhood. But they keep telling me that I was a type of child that just like sat in the couch like this, and then once in a while I would like slide down, and they would put me just back straight, and that was it. Like as a really tiny kid,
Just a weirdo.
just waiting, bro. My parents always described little me as just waiting for the bus or some shit. Like that's how they described it. What did I do after that? I didn't learn how to walk. I didn't learn how to crawl either. I just slid on my ass back and forth like this.
Yeah, I never did that.
Like I pulled myself with one leg, like eep eep. Yeah, that was it. Um, then like I was a good child. Like all of my parents' friends got children because they saw me being very nice and sweet, and then they fucked up.
That's
Big
inspiring.
mistake.
They didn't see where it would lead.
Yeah. I was a smart kid. I learned to read very early on, and to write a little bit. But yeah, kindergarten with you and with Elvis.
Dog.
So where we met and still know each other from. Uh, then I left you guys, both of you, to go to a different
Just
elementary
skipped on
school.
us, bro.
Yeah. I had a lot of fun there, made friends, made good friends, but nothing too special. And like I said, around 11, 12, you'll start realizing, like, girls are, maybe, they can be fun. And then, like, high school was a wild ride for me. I started
yeah,
in
we
the same
started
school.
together.
Yeah, first year we started in the same school again.
And then you left me again.
I left you again, straight up went to another school. No, but what happened was I was getting bad grades. Like not horrendous grades, but bad grades. And my parents were worried because they were like, you're smart and all that, you should get good grades. But the school really didn't give a shit. They were just like, if you can't keep up, get the fuck out. And my mom was pissed about that, so she was like, we'll follow their advice. Then I went to like a special school, kind of, where they were like, they took care of smart kids. Gifted, whatever. Gifted and afraid. No, but like, they took care of it. We had like some free time to develop our skills, whatever. But I was really not depressed, but sad that year. Like, that year felt really like a wasted year. While I was there, it was wasted already. That's how it felt. And then I switched schools again because that school was only 2 years, and I didn't do the first year. I did only the second year. So I had to switch again. And that's kind of when I bloomed from like being a loser to being more of like
a social loser.
A social loser? Thanks for wording that for me. It feels great. No, but I went on a lot of like summer camps, and most of the time I was just there like, oh, this is fun, but I'm not really doing much. But that summer I really went full social loser. And so like that bloomed. It's also when I had my first girlfriend, around 14.
Alright.
Yeah.
We skipped over the love part.
Yeah, love is not important. Skip it while you're at it. I finished high school. I don't really have a lot of, like, maybe one or two people that I still talk to, but on an irregular basis from high school. And after that, almost exactly like you, not with the medicine specifically, but I had no clue, and I just like spun the wheel of what is there to do. And there's no real term in English for what I wanted to do, but it was like economic engineer is like the literal translation almost. It's not that, but it's just economics, fancy economics. there was no particular reason that I picked that except for I was like a little obsessed with money. I was like, money,
Yeah.
money is great. I'm gonna make all the money. And then I just didn't go to class after like a couple of months. I just didn't go to class. I lived at my girlfriend's dorm back then, and then just didn't do shit. And then I quit after one semester. And then I worked for the second semester with my dad at this company. I developed like not a software, but I developed like an app type of deal for what he does. So that was really a bit of a blooming part again. And then I was also more into like, oh, programming sounds kind of nice. And then we talked about doing digital arts and entertainment, and then we actually went to do it. And then that went great for like a semester. The second semester was...
First semester was hella hard.
Yeah, first semester was amazing. I was like so proud of myself as well. Like, I can do the thing. I can have good grades. I can be motivated. Second semester... not as motivated, not in the slightest. But I still kind of made it through the year. And then second year, just it all started crumbling down, spiraled into sad. And then eventually I quit school. And then now, like, last summer, we all almost are back to the present. I started looking for work after being a bit mega depressed, but we'll get more into that later probably. And now I work at a company. I actually work in the software that I used to make my dad's app back in the day. Like, that's what I specialize. I'm not yet an expert or anything. I'm still like an intern, but that's where I work now, and that's what I do full time. Yeah, so we're back up to present. Anything I missed?
Yeah, I mean, you didn't mention the gaming either.
I didn't mention the gaming either. Okay,
you can't just call me out for it and then skip it yourself.
Almost the exact same story as you. Started out with the Game Boy Color, then to Game Boy Advance, PlayStation 2, and then just all the generations down. Xbox 360. PlayStation 2 was a golden era for us, because you came over to play multiplayer on the couch.
I didn't have a place. I only had the Wii, which was like even a while after the PlayStation 2.
But yeah, definitely big gamer nerds. And depending on where you draw the line for addiction, I guess I was addicted or not addicted. Anyway, when my parents told me I should quit, I was like, I was a lot more rebellious. Also, bro, I skipped so many parts. My parents got divorced when I was like 5.
I forgot about that.
And then they got back together when I was like 7 something, which is weird because that's a situation you don't hear often where they come back together.
No, yeah.
Also,
and then you got a brother.
Yeah, I have a brother as well. You have a sister as well. I didn't mention that.
Yeah, but she was there before I was. Not part of my life.
Not part of the second of your birth. True. You are a big true, sir. No, so that's a part I missed. I also just feel like I blocked a lot of shit out from childhood. Not that it was horrid, but just all of like I don't remember anything about the breakup, about getting back together, about any of that. I
didn't realize even when I think when we were 12 or 13 or something, you or even my mom told me that your parents got divorced for like 2 years.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, that happened.
Yeah, that happened. That straight up happened. What I do remember was being very angry about having to split my Legos into 2 piles because my Legos, bro.
Yeah, divorce as a kid is like you get angry about the stupid shit, but the divorce, you're like, yeah, whatever.
Don't come to me with your grown-up problems.
You're adults. You know what to do.
Yeah. So that I missed a lot of parts. We missed hobbies as well. We did a lot of hobbies together, me and Seppa. We did let me go through. We did judo, we did basketball. We did some tennis camps together. Camps together. Add on if I'm missing something. But I think that's it.
My memory is not.
Yeah, we just stayed in contact through gaming, through
Nah.
hobbies to sometimes school when I was there. Yeah, we did a lot of our life together already. Some might say a bit too much. We're like merging into one.
Yeah, I think it definitely got worse like after uh, high school again, or
Yeah,
like end
yeah,
of high school maybe.
yeah.
Like a start of high school, like except for the year you were at my school, obviously.
But even
If
then, we weren't that close.
when you were at my school,
Yeah,
or
the first year of high school, we were close, but we were just like I would hang around with other people all the time as well.
yeah, okay, yeah, that's true. But yeah, me too. We kind of because also we came into the high school with two different groups of friends from
Yeah,
two different schools.
definitely.
Um,
So yeah, I feel
so
like
yeah, we had
that
our own
also
people.
plays a role. But yeah, after high school, when we studied together completely, lived together basically,
Yeah,
yeah, we definitely started merging more. Um, but
for
like,
better or for worse.
yeah, on one hand, I'm like, this is great. On the other, I'm like, maybe we're holding each other back or changing each other for
Mm.
the worse. But yeah, we don't need to get into all of that just yet.
I think we're splitting again in like the good way, you know.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. And then we, let's say, both hit some sad points in our life. The
Oh
like
yeah.
different sad points. So the reason I'm bringing this up is I went to therapy again today.
Mm.
Like, but today is a good session. I've been feeling good. So if you then
Yes.
go to therapy, it's more like a forward looking therapy
Yeah,
session
yeah,
than just like, okay, we need to fix you right here right now, which is
yeah,
not really what they do at a therapist, but they try. So just I was also talking to my therapist about how I don't like that psychology kind of has become like a belief almost. If I'm like, it was very rude of me to tell him that, but like,
what do you
one
mean?
psychologist is like, this is the way, I believe in this way, and the other one's like, I believe in this way, and they just like keep.
Yeah,
There's so many different ways, and they all believe that theirs is the greatest, and I'm like, I don't want you to give me your belief. I want you to give me the belief that suits me. Let's say.
yeah. I mean, that should be the goal, of course, but yeah, I mean, they don't want to lose their clients either.
Yeah, but I told my therapist, I was like, I want you to, like, kind of giving him an assignment somehow, I guess, but I was like, I want you
Mm.
to maybe take that step back and tell me which one is more suited for me, and not like
Yeah,
suited for me, but like think of the other ones and maybe keep them in account when you're teaching me. I told him about the to-do stuff you told me, to make a to-do list
mm.
every morning.
Yeah.
And what I was trying to go for, what my therapist told me, was like a mindfulness and meditation thing where you just sit for 10 minutes each day and you think and you reflect on what's to come, on yourself. How am I feeling? How's it going? All that. But also, what am I going to do today? Is this achievable? Should I split it up? Like all those things. But I told him as well, the to-do list is for me a bit more of like um, a down-to-earth form of this meditation mindfulness, where you
Yeah.
do the thinking process, but you're making the to-do list at the same time.
Yeah, definitely. Cause it's all yeah. I mean, I don't think that much about like where I am then in the moment or whatever,
Mhm.
but I do try to like kind of think like, is this feasible to get done today? How,
Mhm.
do I feel well? Like if I'm not feeling well, I'll go a bit slower on the to-do list. I'll maybe put some things like on the back burner.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, I mean, it definitely helps to just kind of like plan it out because I don't like planning for like the whole week or whatever, or like way too far in advance. But it does help me in the day just to be like,
Mhm.
I need to get these things done, and then in my head I'll be a bit like, okay, I'll try and do this before lunch and
What
this
I
after or whatever.
what I do suggest is like, for the longer term shit, keep like an actual agenda,
Mm,
and for the short term things like today or tomorrow or maybe the day after, you can to do list them. Because otherwise, my head just gets too full with what is to come and all that. I need to really like get it out by writing it down.
mm,
Also, something about like the reflecting on who am I, what are my values, am I still holding them, how am I feeling, like all that. the self-reflection is something I think is really important. Because that's, okay, first of all, that's kind of what drove me to spiral down in the big sad. But that's also what drives me more. Because I like, am I still being honest with myself? Am I still, what is wrong? Why? Like, it's a bit of control and analyzing, which I do a bit too much of. But it really
Yeah.
helps me. And I also feel like it, if I keep doing that once in a while, it'll stop me from going back down too hard. It'll like be like a reset of like, hey, careful.
Kind of recognize
Yeah,
where you're
yeah.
going. Yeah.
The problem with that is though, like, I feel like if you keep doing it every day, like daily, is what my therapist recommends,
Mhm.
I feel like you lose perspective a bit on it. You need to keep refreshing the perspective to be completely honest with yourself. Because otherwise you create a routine, and routine is easily to just lie to yourself. Is what I do feel like. But he said no.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, routine is also like good in a way, right? Because if you make it a daily routine, it's easier to stick
Mm-hmm.
to it as well, and to just to like stick with you mentally because you repeat it so often.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I guess you have to be careful not to just get used to it and just be like, oh, whatever.
Exactly. I
You
feel like
have to
that's
stay mindful of it.
yeah, I feel like that's what a lot of like grown-ups, let's say, we're grown-ups, but what adults really do is like they just accept everything. They're just like, yeah, it's all fine, it's routine, it's always been like this, and we keep
Yeah.
going. And I really hate that because I'm like, you're so acceptant of everything around you. Like, what drives you in a way? Like,
Yeah, I think a lot of people at some point just come to the point in their life where they're just trying to make do, and they don't really they've lost the aspiration to go for more, or they're too scared to go
I
for
really
more.
hope I don't go there. Like, I really hope I don't go too not say lazy, but just like suck the life out of, to just be like, okay, we're just gonna try and keep our shit together, bro. I'm gonna keep it rolling. Like, that's not something I
Yeah,
want to do. Also, something we. Keep
no,
going.
no, in a way, I just kind of I want like a happy version of that, I guess. Like I do like the routine
Mm-hmm.
and just like having everything kind of rolling in my life. Of course, I don't want to just do the same thing every week.
Mm-hmm.
I want to spice some things up, but I do like just having like a stable job to go to, and like my friends to hang out with on
Mm-hmm.
like a weekly basis at least, and then you can do other things, and I'd still obviously try to, but I do think the routine can also be like a good
Mm-hmm.
part.
Yeah, definitely. And I really enjoy the fact that you're like, if I see my friends every week, they like regenerate me. They fuel me with the happy juices. But to me, that's not. It's there, but not to my words, to the degree where I'm like fine with it. I want more. I've always been greedy and spoiled. I want more. And yeah, because I feel like if I accept the normal life, I feel somehow like I failed. Not that that's the case, because you're doing it, and if you're fine with it, it's fine.
Yeah, I think it's also just different aspirations.
Truly.
And like,
Of course.
because I mean, I do want to achieve something of note in my life, but it doesn't need to be anything that big. And if it doesn't happen, then I'm also not gonna be too upset about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's definitely like I definitely get my happiness, I think, more out of just like enjoying what I'm doing
Yeah.
at that
Yeah.
time, more than like trying to strive for something. I think with you it's different.
Yeah, I told my therapist, he was like, set a goal and break it down into steps and go for it. I was like, well, on one hand, I have the goal to achieve greatness, visionary type of shit, where I'm like, I wanna top everything. And like the exact opposite is there as well, where I'm like, nothing matters, my existence is worthless, goodbye. But those two just clash really hard with each other and frustrate me. Like I can, if I've done nothing the entire day, I can just sit there, and one part of me is like whatever, and the other part is me is just furious because it didn't spend its time efficiently.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, it's always bad to take extremes, right? And if you just have two extremes
Welcome
that
to my
fight,
life, bro.
it's never gonna work out. So yeah, you're definitely gonna have to try and find some more balance in it, because they're both true statements.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is that you should take them both into account and not just go for one or the other.
Yeah, yeah.
If you did nothing for a day, it's fine. And you could have done more. You could have worked on something.
Mm-hmm.
But in the end, the extra, like a day of delay or like a year of delay on whatever, doesn't matter. Like in the grand scheme of things. So
Yeah. Yeah,
it's a bit of
it's just the duality of man, the duality of me, where I'm like, every second burns inside of me. Like if I see a clock and it ticks every second, it burns. And the other side of me can just lay dead in a bed for a year and be like, fuck, it doesn't matter, bro.
yeah.
But
Yeah. I definitely get that though. Like, especially at this, like the start of this year, I was really hung up about just like how much time I've spent on not getting anywhere yet. Like, I could have gotten where I am now in 1.5 years instead of in 3.5 years.
I do think, if I am allowed to interrupt you on that,
Yeah, sure.
that there's a big degree of self-development and evolution within you as a person in those years that you wasted.
Yeah, of course.
And I feel like that's valuable.
Yeah, but I feel like if you're listening to like the guy that's saying every second is burning, like I could have learned that shit in 2 weeks and then realize like whatever, fuck, I should move to do this, or just stick to whatever I was doing. But yeah, like you said, I gained stuff out of it eventually, and I'm where I am now, and I feel like whether those two, like, yeah, those years were wasted in a way for sure, but it's not gonna matter that much in the end. And I feel like I've kind of been able to accept that more as well. That like it's just 2 years. That like I'm a bit older now, but I'm still gonna get way too old for my liking anyway. So.
Yeah, if you're 30, you're already gonna be like, whatever, I wasted a couple of years in school. And I do think, like, because you tell me I'm the guy that's like, every second is burning, and I am that guy. But I do think that those seconds burning that are forging you in those wasted years are valuable seconds, very valuable seconds, that you can't get taught in any school or in any class. Like, if you would have done the study you do now and gotten where you are now in a year and a half, you would probably quit and do something else because you're still not you.
Yeah, but I've obviously thought about this too much, one might say, but...
the afraid part of Gifted.
I think... I could have just taken like a year of sabbatical, for example, and like worked and traveled and shit, and I would have gotten all those insights and had a good time, made new experiences, maybe learned some random skills along the way, like how to talk to people, for example.
Definitely something I missed out on as well.
And if I then started this, I feel like it would have been a lot better, and I still think that's true, and I wish I would have done it, but I'm also like, it hasn't happened. I'm where I am now, and I feel like I got there eventually.
And you can't change the past anyway, so...
Yeah, exactly, and I'm just trying to...
But that's definitely something...
Get what I'm trying to get.
I hold my parents a little bit accountable for, but I mean, I'm quitting with holding them accountable for things because they didn't know shit either. But... like, they told me a couple times, like, your economical engineering course, we had no faith in that whatsoever. We were like, what the fuck is this choice? Where does it come from? This is not gonna work. And I'm like, just tell me to have a sabbatical. Because I was really afraid that if I had a sabbatical, that I would just be like, fuck studying, life is way better without, and not go back into it. But I feel like it's not the case. And that's why I hold them a little bit accountable for the fact that they're like, we knew, we just didn't tell you.
My parents knew and they told me. But I was like, nah, I'm doing this shit.
Yeah, but then at least it's your choice, you know?
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, both my parents are just like, why did you pick this? Like, who the fuck are you? And I was just like, fuck you, mom. I'm doing this now.
I love Pokemon card game.
Bro, I could have gone pro. No, I wasn't that good. And there's not that much money in Pokemon.
Yes, I won $100 and a booster box. Fuck it.
I'm rich now, mom. I did it.
You would be the guy with like the max amount size Yu-Gi-Oh deck possible.
No, Pokemon's always limited, unfortunately.
Yeah, but do you know the meme?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know the two guys.
So funny. Like, I just imagine this guy being just an asshole in pure essence.
Yeah, and just also the effort they put into it, because
Yeah.
you have to write out the deck list, so you have to write the name of every card. It was 17 pages, bro. Handwritten. Sheer commitment.
Team of like 80 people doing. Yeah, definitely think like people will definitely go out of their way to prove points sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, it's like me, I switched to the art course,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of people were like, I don't think this is a smart choice and that it's gonna end well.
I am one of these people, but I did not voice
yeah.
it.
And I think maybe you could say at the end of the year it didn't end well, but I started off well, and I did prove like I can do this, which is cool.
By the way, Seppe can't draw for shit, everyone. He's doing an art course, can't draw.
I can draw kinda now, good enough to pass.
But I feel like you were very panicked because you started late in the year and you had to do a lot of drawing. Sure. But then you were just like, fuck it, I'm doing it. And by the end of it, when the exam was like the day after or something, you had a little bit of a panic moment, I think, where you were like, fuck, this is way too much work, how I could not get it done. But you still passed and you still did great, I feel, so...
Yeah. I just, I did like the first assignment that like I had to do in 1 week instead of 4 weeks, which was stressful, but like I managed. I mean, I didn't have to do anything else. So
the Usain Bolt of drawing.
Yeah, that helped. But I passed that like pretty well even. And then I kind of had a slump just in the semester again. So that kind of fucked over my exam a bit. Yeah. But then I still managed to pick it up enough to pass that, luckily. But
yeah, I do feel like winter is a really bad time to have the middle of the semester. But also, I wouldn't want to waste summer in school, so I guess it's fine. But I feel like a lot of people around November start going down, then they go up a bit for January for the exams, and then they crash again in February, and I'm just like, yeah, it's not ideal, let's say.
No, I think I would probably have it any time of the year, though. It's just the structure of it, I guess, in a way.
Maybe.
Like the timing, you start school off, you have high aspirations, then, things are going well. Then, you start falling behind a bit, you start second guessing yourself, like, should I have switched?
You start wasting time.
Yeah. And then, it spirals, and then you have a fresh start, new semester, and the same thing. Man, I do, like, what I always found pretty nice of myself is that I always feel like I can do anything. Like I don't like. I mean, within reason, of course. Like I'm not gonna be the next Magnus Carlsen or whatever.
Fucking Michael Phelps in here already.
Exactly, but I do feel like I could do any course, like any uni course, and I could pass it. Like it's more an amount like the amount of work that I need get to self might need to get myself to do.
Yeah, but I
But
feel
I
like that's
think like
part of it.
yeah, of course, but just like skill wise and intelligence wise, I
Yeah.
always felt like I could do whatever.
I feel like I agree, except for the part where I'm like, I need the motivation for it, and that
Yeah,
I
yeah.
lack in a major way, except for like a couple of courses. I think civil engineering is a step beyond me,
Mm,
and like anything on that level, I think is a bit too much for my brain to stuff in. Even if like I had the motivation and I put in the work.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I've never tried civil
Mhm.
engineering or anything,
Me
but
neither, but all the civil engineers I know are different. They're built different.
yeah, 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 yeah. I don't know. I'm like I feel like I'm probably wrong. I'm gonna be wrong at some point in my life, but I do feel like it's always a motivation issue with me more than anything else.
But I feel
Which
like
is like feels nice in a way because it's like at least like you can do anything.
I have
But
the
the problem is
opposite.
then it feels bad because you feel like you can do everything, but then you don't,
Yeah,
which sucks.
I just have like stored potential. This is useless.
Nah.
I feel like that's really useless. Also, like wanted to know like the how is the mood or like your mental in going to school in Corona? Because I
Mm.
quit when Corona happened. I literally the day of lockdown. I was like,
Yeah.
I fuck school goodbye. Before that already, but
Mm.
so I never went to school in Rona.
Yeah, it's definitely. I think for me, just like the routine is definitely harder because like it's if you're going out every day, you have to go to school. There's people, there's things happening. You have to be in class. You have to pay attention and stuff. You have the routine going. You're kind of in the mood for
Mm-hmm.
it. And now we're just kind of at home the whole time. You have to watch some theory where you almost fall asleep because it's just watching a video of some dude.
Of two dudes
Um,
rambling at a camera or what?
yeah, exactly. You have to pay attention to it. You can't just put it on somewhere and do something else.
Ah, okay.
Um, so yeah, I feel like that's definitely a big part about it. I think also just like it's way easier to spiral out of it. Like once it goes bad, it's so easy to just not attend classes anymore because like you
Mm-hmm.
can just keep lying in bed. You don't have to go anywhere anyway.
Yeah,
And it's a lot less personal, I guess.
yeah.
Like,
I would definitely sleep till noon every day, and
yeah,
then be sad that I waste. Honestly, when I still slept till noon every day, I didn't realize the day was this long. So I would probably not feel like I wasted anything. Holy shit, the
yeah,
day is long.
yeah. But then again, sometimes it just isn't anymore.
No, like the you should go like if you're used to having days from like getting up at 9 or 8, they don't
Hmm.
feel long. But if you sleep till 12 for like a month, let's say, and then you get up at 8, you're just like, holy shit! There's like 6 hours out of nowhere. There's 4, but whatever.
Yeah, I just more have the opposite. Like if I sleep in the weekends till like 10 or something,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, bro, my day is gone. Like I can't do shit anymore. Like I have to. It's also because I have this weird habit of I don't want to like start anything if I have anything else coming up too soon. And like
Mm-hmm.
after anything I need to do, I kind of want just like half an hour
A
of just like
break.
yeah, chilling. Which kind of sucks, especially in like the weekends or something, because like I'd be like, oh, I wake up, take a shower, kind of get dressed, and then I'm like, oh, well, in 45 minutes I have to go out and like walk with my sister or whatever, and then I'm like, I know, I'll just like chill for a bit. Then I
Mm-hmm.
walk with my sister, then I come back home, and then I kind of would just want to cool down for half an hour, and then I start working, but then it's already like 5 or something,
Mm-hmm.
and it just feels like everything like slips away too fast.
Yeah, because it's
Um,
too much downtime.
yeah, but then again, if I have to wake up at like 7:30 every day, I'm just not
Mhm.
gonna function anymore at some point.
But like I don't have that anymore, but I used to have that very much so. Like if I went to class for 4 hours, I came home, I was like, I deserve at least 2 hours of break.
Mm,
And then like before I go do something, it's I've gotten better at it, I feel, but then I'm late more often at being just like doing things till I can and then be on time. I feel
yeah.
like I'm late a lot now. I used to be on time always, but that was mostly because I did what you do, and that's like half an hour before I have to leave. I'm just like everything is on hold.
Yeah,
But I quit doing that, and now I'm just late 50% of the time.
yeah.
I don't know which one's better, honestly.
I mean, if it's nothing that important, being somewhat late is fine. I don't think anyone
I mean,
is too
I
upset.
come into work late fairly
Okay.
frequently.
Work
But
is maybe a bit more
the
important.
problem is, the first time I came in late, they just laughed and they were like, "It's fine." And the second time they were like, "It's fine. We don't care." And then because there's no like penalty or pressure,
Yeah,
it
it's
just
harder
gets
to
worse.
get yourself to do it.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Yeah,
fine. I've
sure.
only been late like 4 times or something. It's been 4 months.
Hmm.
But it's still like, I really beat myself up about it. Like, I was never late to school.
Yeah,
So, yeah, that definitely happened.
yeah. But I think, school in Corona also has its advantages. I feel like it's definitely nice to have everything on video.
Hmm.
Can always
Yeah.
look back at it. Um, yeah, I think, and also just kind of the social aspect. Like, there's
Positive
like
or negative?
negative, bro. I
Ah,
just
okay.
don't see anyone anymore.
Yeah.
I'm doing this walk thing now, where I go walk with people. Like it's like a sign up sheet, and you walk with random people.
It's not a random generator app on your. And you just go ring their doorbell. It's like,
Excuse me, sir.
Margaret, Margaret,
Do
I
you
come
wanna
to
go
walk
for a
with you.
walk? No. They sign up for it. They know what they're getting into. I mean, they don't really know like that they're gonna have to talk to me
Hmm.
and like listen to me rant about some random movie for 30 minutes.
Oh,
But
after 10 minutes, they're like, God fucking damn it.
yeah, that's just pretty much the reaction I
We were gonna get free waffles, but this ain't free.
get. Look, man, only Victor appreciates it when I talk about movies, and even then, like, I feel like I go too far for him.
You can get into movies to a degree where I'm just like scared. I'm just like, I don't want to
Yeah,
touch this because I will get bitten.
but it's everyone, bro. Like, I get into things like a bit too much sometimes, and I like talking about it,
Hmm.
But like, I realize that a lot of people don't want to hear it, which sucks in a way, because like I'm excited to talk about it, so I still do it.
Hmm.
But then I do see the other people like zone out after 2 minutes, and it's just like, yeah, okay.
It's funny because when I recommended Memento to you, you didn't watch it for like a whole year.
True, but I did listen to you when you said things about it.
I mean, I feel like something you do is like you can get really into something, like you just said.
Yeah,
Like, for example, with Whiplash, a movie you
yeah.
watched
So
recently.
good.
And the thing was, you tell me the day after that it's great,
Hmm.
right? And I don't trust the day after recommendations because
Still
you're
riding the
still,
high.
yeah, you're still in love with something, you know. I feel like a movie sometimes needs to age in your brain a bit, and then if you're like, I recommend it, I'll be like, I'll take it more into account and super love. I don't trust. Let's say I just don't trust enthusiasm to a higher degree.
Okay, yeah, sure. Then it's definitely true in some cases, but I feel like when I truly recommend a movie,
Mm-hmm.
I do it because I know it's good,
Mm-hmm.
or or maybe that you like it, but I feel like usually just that it's good because Like the only movies I know that you like is Christopher Nolan movies. Uh,
I'm looking at my notes now.
it's all Christopher Nolan movies.
It's not all Christopher Nolan movies. Definitely wanted to talk about Christopher Nolan though.
See, no, but like if it's like a movie I just want to talk about because I'm excited about it, then I'll usually tell you like either like it's not that great of a movie, but it just hit the right note or like the right emotion at
Like
the time,
mood, yeah.
and I just want to talk about it at that point. And you know, usually you're just around and you have to suffer it.
I'm just always there, bro.
Kind of your fault if like I'm being honest here.
Okay, noted. Noted. Well, give me something to write down, bro. Okay, duly noted. Do not stay around supper. No, the thing with... I'm gonna get into the Christopher Nolan thing, okay?
Okay.
And then you
go
can
for
get
it.
into the Whiplash thing or whatever. I don't know, I was gonna get into the Jumanji thing. What I wanted to say is, like,
okay.
you were like
Sure.
movies that hit the right mood or the right spot.
Yeah.
And I feel like Jumanji is a perfect example of movies that I think are the opposite of great, let's say. They're not a great movie, but I
Yeah.
do respect, like I respect religion in a way, their use.
Yeah.
It's like a shitty podcast that you can put on in the background, and it just fills a bit of space. I feel like a movie of like Jumanji, Jumanji, like it fills a space that sometimes needs filling.
We're also
So I get
talking
it.
about the new Jumanji, by the way.
Yeah, and
Like, well, I mean, there's a second one now, but the
Yeah.
remake, not the original.
yeah, Dwayne The Rock, Kevin Hart, Jack Black, and
Yeah.
Karen Gilligan.
Yeah, but yeah, it's definitely true. Like you need to be in the right mood and like the right person as well. You know, not everyone's gonna like it. Although I think Jumanji, you know, like I think it's definitely a bad movie. You know, and if you're looking at it like a movie, it's a bad movie. But just pure entertainment value and just like casting, I think it's like that's the casting is definitely and like the actors just having like their stupid fun. Definitely one the best part of the movie, and I think that alone is like quality entertainment in and of itself. And you know the movie is around it, and you know whatever.
Let's make a deal,
Yeah.
a pact on paper, right now, that if there's two different things, you can recommend a movie to me,
Okay.
or you can recommend quality content to me, and this
Okay,
can
and I have
also
to
be
specify.
in the form of a movie.
Okay.
But if you recommend a movie to me, I want it to be great in the sense of a good movie and not it fills the entertainment spot. That's what I call quality content.
Okay. Okay.
You get
fine.
me.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure. That
Like if you're
works.
like, oh, I have some great content, and I'm like, I'm going into my haha funny brain, and then you hit me with Jack Black, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Kevin Hart, I'm like, okay. But if you're like, bro, the new Jumanji, it's great. I'm like, what do you mean? I think
Also, the second one really didn't hit the same notes anymore. I think the just like they had something good with the first one, and then the second one was like, yeah, it's kind of just like the boiled down version of the first one now.
they Pacific Rimmed it.
I never saw the second one of Pacific Rim.
Well,
I only saw the first one.
The thing
First one
about
was pretty good.
Pacific Rim is like the first one is pretty good. Okay, if you're a nerd and not
Yeah, I mean it's
not a-
cool. Ooh,
yeah.
cool cyber mix. Pew
yeah,
pew.
pew pew go haha. And the cool thing about Pacific Rim is they make these mechs feel really giant by putting their cameras down on the ground all the time and having like pointed upward through buildings, and they give you this feeling of like, holy shit, these things are ginormous.
Worm's perspective.
Yeah. And in the second Pacific Rim, they only do like helicopter shots, kind of. Like the camera is just always at their level of the mechs and of everything, and everything just feels less epic. Like I'm gonna use the word epic here. Like it's just like somebody
It just
remade
looks like
the movie,
two
but they
dudes fighting.
Sorry, what?
It's just like two dudes fighting instead of two giant mechs fighting.
Exactly. Somebody remade the movie in their fucking garage and they forgot about the camera aspect of it. And Jumanji
Yeah.
also did that for me. The second one is like the first
Did you
one.
see the
I
second
get
one?
it. The second one was just like, what are you doing?
Yeah. More money, of course.
Mhm.
Always the goal.
But then you have great movies like the movies my friend Christopher Nolan made. I do think
Yeah.
Nolan movies are amazing, but and now we're gonna get into some really controversial shit. I think they're great for like a boy type audience.
Mm.
It depends on which one. But if you hit people with Interstellar and all like
Is that
those
also
movies.
Christopher Nolan? Yeah.
Interstellar is Christopher Nolan. Like the
Okay.
Batman movies are also not for. I mean, I know females that enjoy the Batman movies, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. True.
you get what I'm getting at.
Mm. Yeah, I definitely like. He's definitely a great director, for sure. But it definitely plays in more to a type of viewers, for sure. He's also
Yeah.
like. I still like Interstellar was great, and I think the Batman movies were also great. I mean, not all of them. Yeah, man,
Interstellar was not great, but keep going.
I think it was great. I rewatched it and I didn't like it as much, but I think the first initial experience was still pretty good, and it has a lot of good aspects to
I
it.
hate movies that have a paradox in it. So like as
Okay,
soon
I
as that
mean,
hits, I'm like, fuck.
but like his movies, like and what's
Inception,
it called?
bad.
Inception, yeah, and
I feel like
Memento.
Inception,
Although I like Memento more, and
Mhm.
maybe the new one as well, although I haven't seen it.
Tenet.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. And they it's just a type of movie or like story, I guess, that I don't like. Um, I
Memento
think,
or Inception.
yeah, kind of like that genre. Or
Ah.
like I think Memento more still because it was still more realistic in a way, and it was
Mhm.
like a human condition,
Mhm.
kinda. Um, but definitely like Inception with like all the dreams. It's cool, and I get, and it's like the layers, and you can rewatch it.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, it just doesn't speak to me.
The
Like
problem.
I can't get into the movie.
The problem I have with Inception is just like the idea is ingenious, but the execution is just like another Call of Duty fucking video game. I'm just like, what happened here?
That's hard. That's-
Like, I kind of enjoyed it the first time, but I was not that old,
Mhm.
and people hyped it up to me, so I was already going into it like it's great. And yeah, no, it just
Mm.
the, there's some good parts with like the romance and she kills herself. Spoilers, by the way, if you haven't seen Inception by now.
It's out too long. No one
Yeah,
cares.
but like that part feels great, and this story and this character is built fine in my opinion. And then just fucking they throw turds at the movie. Like I don't know what happened.
Okay. Hey, this is a recorded no editing setup. Um, just to say, this is where my part of the footage stopped. My PC just stopped recording. Sorry for that. But we'll get more back into the movie stuff in a later episode. So this is it for now. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll leave you with Bo's original outro, which was hilarious.
We were gifted and afraid. I'm gifted. He's afraid.